All right, today we're reading from The Quiet Laborer, chapter 6 by Peter Smith. This chapter is called Distractions and How to Handle Them. At some stage, you will encounter problems in meditation. It is part of the process. Meditation is a purification process, and it will bring to the surface your negatives. During meditation, you may become impatient. You may physically itch or ache. There will be other distractions, such as noises, the sound of people nearby, moving colors behind the eyes. Most commonly, the mind simply drifts off the subject of meditation and onto problems in life, or just begins to dream. Distractions are anything that takes your attention away from the subject of your meditation. You need to treat these distractions, all of them, with warmth. They are part of your learning process. God, the universe, or your higher self is trying to teach you the skills of self-control and truth through meditation. It is using these distractions to do that. In the words of Max Bygraves, let me tell you a story. At our martial arts club, we begin every lesson with a color meditation. After one such meditation, a friend of mine, nicknamed Bubbles, no idea why, had a big smile on his face, and I asked him why. "Pete, I just had the craziest meditation. I was trying to see orange, when suddenly my eyes closed. I saw this line of animals. There were elephants, tigers, giraffes, all sorts, and they were parading along in front of me. The detail was incredible. As each animal got directly in front of me, it turned its head and looked at me. I could see their faces clearly. It was amazing." "Can I ask a question?" I asked him. "Sure. Did you see the orange?" He stopped to think for a moment and then burst out laughing. "No, I didn't. That was just a distraction, wasn't it?" Here is what to do when confronted by a distraction during meditation. Please follow this method exactly. As soon as you notice that your mind has strayed from the focal point of the meditation, mentally picture yourself putting your hands together in the prayer position and bowing in acknowledgement of the distraction. Thank the distraction mentally for helping to improve you. I usually just say, "Thank you for the test. Without it, I cannot learn." This is important to try to mean this, not just say it. As mentioned above, see the distractions as tests that help you become a better meditator, because that's exactly what they are. Congratulate yourself on noticing the distraction and then calmly return your mind to focusing on your meditation. It is important to remember you are trying to take back control of the mind. You have to do this without using the ego, as that is what we are trying to overcome. So when the subject of your mind is focusing on changes for whatever reason, you need to gently refocus your mind using the above technique. Keep doing it every time you lose focus. I remember one evening sitting in meditation for 10 minutes and having to thank myself for the tests about 15 times, but that improved my concentration dramatically. Another point to make here is that there is no such thing as a bad meditation. This is so important, I am going to reiterate it. There is no such thing as a bad meditation. The ego may say, "Blimey, that was hard work. I struggled to get any focus there." Ignore that, because you will learn so much more from a tougher meditation than you would from an easy one. Persevere, be determined but warm, strong but yielding, and the benefits will take place automatically without you noticing. Distractions sometimes come physically in the form of being uncomfortable in your asana or posture. If you find yourself slouching or shuffling, take a second to bow internally, to thank yourself for the test, and then gently realign your posture properly, and then continue meditating. Don't just give up if your asana feels a little uncomfortable or your neck or back feels stiff. Try to recognize that sitting is also a new skill that you are learning. Usually, the posture becomes natural after a few sittings. If not, then try another asana. The general rule is to be kind to yourself, but at the same time, be determined. Do try to push on through minor discomforts, continually thanking yourself for the test. These discomforts are the small pains which eventually forge an iron will. Meditation is a process of release as well as focus, and what the above techniques achieve is the ability to let go of the binds that tie us to the habitual movement of the untrained mind. As your meditations progresses, your breathing will deepen, thus increasing the oxygenation of the body as well as taking in greater quantities of qi, energy. Don't push this deepening of the breathing. It will happen of its own accord. I mentioned above that at the end of the sitting, as you come out of the meditation, bow to your special area or the room and thank it for allowing you to practice. If you feel stupid doing this, good. Please try to do it anyway. The I is what feels stupid. The I is the ego, and that is what we are trying to rein in. Also, as you leave the room, bow again and thank the room for allowing you to practice there. As you progress, you will start to feel real gratitude as you say it. When you practice the meditation, you spend time with the mind focused on one point. Effectively, you have been focused on the now. You have been present in the moment. When the meditation is over and you leave the room behind, don't leave the meditation behind. Try to keep it in the moment. If after the meditation you go into a room where your family are, talk to them and listen to what they say. Have the same presence with them as you had on the focus of your meditation. Keep your mind in the present as much as you can. Don't let it drift off to dreaming or thinking about the future or past. After many weeks of concerted effort, if you still struggle with the visualization, then perhaps you are best trying out non-visualization methods of meditation, such as Vipassana, which is described in the next chapter. Some people are very graphic and they hold colors in their minds easily. For others, it is extremely difficult. This is okay. It's not a failure, merely a different type of mind. I personally struggled with visualization and found Vipassana far easier, but having preserved with the color meditation, I have gained enormously from successfully mastering the more difficult practice, and so can you. Thank you.